And welcome back. Well, the indie feature film Coming Up for Air has been winning multiple awards on the festival circuit across the country, including the grand prize for the best feature at the Culver City Film Festival in Los Angeles. The film was shot in Milwaukee, Whitefish Bay, Kenosha and Brown Deer, and it features several local actors,
including our next guest, Deborah Staples, who recently won 2 Best Actress awards.
Congrats!
To see you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
This is so exciting. What an incredible film, and these awards. I mean, director, casting, editing. I mean, this has got to be really rewarding for you.
Incredibly rewarding. I think one of the great surprises was, as artists, you put all your blood, sweat, and tears into trying to create something that is both entertaining and then also something that is going to be inspirational in some way, or in some way, give people a net positive gain for having, come and spent their time and attention on you. And
yeah.
And it feels like that we are actually doing that, from the response that we're getting. We are getting great response from festivals. We're also getting great response from individuals in our audiences. When you have people from all different backgrounds coming up to you and saying, "Thank you for making this film," or "I was that parent and you took my shame away." It's you just feel honored to be part of something that is moving a conversation forward.
Yeah.
What is the conversation? What is the film about?
Well, the film is about, plotline. So there's a single mom, me. I'm an artist, and then my son Stan. He is a star athlete. He's a 10-meter platform diver.
Wow.
And he's in college and he's pursuing an academic degree. So he's a high achiever. And you see the pressures starting to mount on somebody who is, like we all are, in this incredibly competitive environment. And it starts to really knock him down a little bit, and he starts to struggle. And, so you find these 2 different people at different points in their lives with different struggles. What do you do about it? What do you do if you're the one struggling? What do you do if you see your kids struggling? As parents, that's such a huge question for all of us is, how worried should I be about my kid? When do you let go? What's normal? Exactly. What's normal and what is beyond? And when do I need to really step in? It's a difficult dance that we all do, especially in our culture today.
Yeah. Well, and I like this focus on the caregivers. In this case, it's mental illness and recovery. But I think as a nation, our conversation has sort of shifted in a lot of ways to also caring about the caregiver, those that were in a role to take care of others, no matter what the struggle is. And I think that's really good for us to be mindful of those people.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah, that was one of the things that was really important to us, because we're starting to realize how much we just have to take responsibility for each other. When we see something, we have to step up. A lot of this movie is about having courage in the moment. And you are faced at some point with these little windows of opportunity in your life where you either have the courage to step up and act, or you decide the best thing to do is step up and not act. Whatever you do, things are altered forever by that decision that you make in that split second. And having the courage to do what you feel with conviction needs to be done, the best thing you can do, is so important. And people that do that constantly for other people, we need to hold them up, and we need to say thank you, and we need to give them support.
For sure.
Where did this story come from for you? Because you're a co-screenwriter. Is this a personal twist on something you've experienced?
Well, I will say it's not my direct experience necessarily, other than to say, I don't know anybody who hasn't had a bad day. I've had bad days. My kids have had bad days. We try to make most days really good days. But I don't know anybody who has not had some sort of their lives impacted by mental health, either in a super acute way or in a less acute way. It is something. It is maintenance, kind of like food. Like we were just talking about, mental health is very much a part of daily maintenance that you need to take care of. The fact that I have kids and I want to put something into the world that maybe hopefully starts a conversation that helps. Because I'm worried about our kids today. It is a high pressure world.
It is.
And you know, the pressure to achieve, the pressure to do well, the pressure to do it all with grace. It's a lot.
And we used to focus on pressure for adults, but I love that you're talking about the pressure that it is on teenagers, because we're finding out more and more about how big that pressure is.
Right.
You mentioned when we were talking about how rewarding the film is quickly. Have you been surprised by the audience reaction to the film?
Absolutely. I mean, we're delighted. We are delighted that, you know, both the individuals who come to see the film, you know, they've had such smart things to say. There was this gentleman who was at our Detroit premiere. He said in this talk back afterward, he said, you know, something came up in the movie with your character, but I think it applies to everyone across the board. This question of relevance, of feeling relevant, being relevant. And isn't that kind of the starting point for mental health?
Yeah.
When you start to feel like you're not relevant to your own life anymore for one reason or another, you feel displaced, you feel like you're not important, not enough, whatever. And I thought that's amazing. You know, people come out with these gems, and they, you know, they say, you know, I run into people later, or they write to me and say, this has really stuck with me. And you know what it is? It's this little thing, or what was that line, or what, you know, it's really gratifying to feel like we're relevant to people's lives.
They're getting it.
Yeah,
It's
they're
very
getting it.
impactful.
Yeah.
You guys have a screening coming up, and so we're going to give the information for that. It's Sunday, the 26th. It is at the Fox Bay Cinema Grill, right in Whitefish Bay, right downtown. There's a 5 o'clock and an 8 o'clock. You can learn more by going to the website comingupforairmovie.com. Thanks so much for joining us, Deborah.
Great
Thank
to
you
meet
so much.
Important work.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks.